The older I get, the more I feel sorry for people who actually think just because they have a lot of money that they're going to get every single little thing that they want in life. Now, don't get me wrong, they'll get a lot, but it's not going to be yes all the time. They're going to come across a no. They're going to come across problems. They're going to come across some resistance. It could be just a matter of timing. They actually believe because they achieved a certain status or have gotten so much education, they have gotten so full and arrogant of themselves because of where they are, they actually believe that everything that they want, they're going to get. And these people actually need to seek help because they're not living in a reality. And to compound things, what they'll do is that they'll bombard themselves with all this information about self actualization and speaking things into existence and manifestation. But it's falling on the wrong ears. It's going into the wrong heads. So they take it to the nth degree, to the point where nobody wants to be dealing with them, whether it's personal or business. Then time goes by, or a catastrophe happens. And I've seen this over and over again. Someone receives a diagnosis and they're alone in the hospital, alone in the hospice. May have one or two people come by every now and then, but because of the way they behave throughout their whole life and never tried to rectify it, let me throw that in there, they're expecting all these people that they stepped on to rally around them, and they're not there. All of a sudden, everybody else is the bad guy. And the sad part about these situations is, it's not that a lot of people don't want to be around them. I'm sure that there are some that still have some kind of feeling or compassion for these people. I would say half. But their schedules are so busy and so occupied, they just don't have time. They've got so much going on in their life, whether it's bad, good, or a combination, they don't have time to cater to this person. These type of people have no forethought whatsoever. No forethought at all. They think it's all about getting what's for me, me. Whether it's getting people, whether it's getting stuff, whether it's getting a job. Get. And they actually believe in their minds that the people around them are just going to fly to their rescue. It doesn't work that way. And there's nothing normal about that type of behavior. Okay, we might get full of ourselves every now and then, but I'm talking about people who constantly act like this all of the time. Your success is your success for you. That's between you and your Creator. Don't assume because you achieved XYZ that everybody around you is going to jump up and down and have a fit every time you say something. That they're going to just drop everything and run to your rescue. That is your gift and your success to enjoy and to have and to share. But don't assume that the rest of the world is going to cater to it, because it's not. And now that I'm getting older, I see friends of mine and people that they deal with and, things that, my relatives deal with. And now that I get older, I see the same people that I distinctly remember. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. They were downright nasty. These were some nasty, selfish people. And even though it is the Christian thing to do, to turn the other cheek and all that jazz, sometimes some people want to do that, but because of their own situations and their own circumstances, they are not physically able to do it. And it's supposed to be that way. Y'all heard me. It's supposed to be that way. I spoke in a previous audio that, some of us have been through whatever, whether it's our fault or whatever, and have already been written off by other people. But now that we are on the other side and actualize and starting to rise up a little bit, the naysayers want to come back into the picture, and we just don't have time to deal with them. It's not that we don't want to. But see, the Creator designed it in a way where you can't. Because the Creator knows that you have a good heart, and leave it up to you, you would have let that same negative energy back in your life, and you would have been right back down in the pit, and the Creator said, not this time. You've been at the bottom too many times. It's time to keep going. And to make sure that you keep going, I'm going to put this in your life and that in your life and this situation and that situation and this person and that person, to the point where you don't have time to deal with that. You don't even have time to think about it. You can't. And you're the bad guy. And the funny part about it is that you're so caught up in your new reality, your new harvest, that you really don't care if they think that you're the bad guy, because you were the bad guy before when you didn't have nothing. Especially the ones who thought they were there. They thought you were always going to be there. Oh, well, she'll always be around. She'll be back. I can reach out to her whenever I want. And see, I'm kind of going through that right now. I ran into someone last week I used to deal with a long time ago, and believe me, we talking about that cocky arrogance, son of a bitch. But see, now he's going through it. His tower has hit. And when I ran into him, he wanted to get in a conversation. I said, I'm sorry. I said, I'm in passing. I said, I'm on my way to work. I can't be late. Well, can I call you later on? I said, no. I said, about what? There's nothing to discuss. I said, I don't. I said, if I see you, I see you. I said, but as far as dealing with anybody that I dealt with before, any exes or anything like that, we're not trying to be buddies. If what went down, went down. And I said, and the way that it went down was the fact that, it was made to look like I was a fool. I didn't forget about that. But I took a lesson from it. Thank you. And he kind of looked at me all sad and pitiful, which was part of his act. And he went away. I knew this day was coming when things went down. And when you do people a certain type of way, because I've been on both ends of this, and you go back to them later on hopping and skipping like everything's A-OK, and that person doesn't have time for you, the best thing for you to do is just accept it and move on. See, the problem with these people is that they haven't come to terms with their own selves and their own bullshit yet. They haven't had that sit down with their Creator. They haven't checked themselves. Because if they did, they would not assume that people are going to flock to them every time they holler for something. That's arrogance. So if you got that in your life, I don't care if it's your children, grandchildren, husband, wife, or whatever it is, keep your heels in the ground. Set boundaries. And if it gets to the point where they try to interfere with your purpose right now and get triggered because you're successful, guess what? They won't be hearing from you. You don't have time to worry about anybody's opinion of how you didn't cater to somebody. If they're so worried about them, let them do it. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Peace.